insurance markets. Joining us now, two leading members of the group, Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer of New Jersey, who's co-chair of the caucus, and Republican Congresswoman Martha McSally of Arizona. Congressman, let's start with you. What's in the plan?
So the big news of this is you've got 23 Democrats and 20-plus Republicans who've gotten together and said they want to actually stabilize the marketplace.
How?
And so two ways. One, the payments that have not been being made to the states, or there's been uncertainty if they're going to be made to the states every month, it says put them to the states. Let's take the uncertainty out of this. When you don't actually month to month decide if you're going to make those payments, what happens is premiums go way up. And nationwide premiums are up 15 to 20%. We also, in the plan, put dollars to the states to help with highest risk, right? The people with pre-existing conditions. If you want to actually stabilize things and get premiums to stop going up, you've got to take a breath, take it down, and actually focus on helping people, families, small businesses, instead of the fighting that's going on for so long.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Representative McSally, so about 7% of people are on the exchanges. About half of them are probably adversely affected. In other words, through no fault of their own, their premiums went up over Obamacare. So we're talking about 3.5%, which is the basis for what people are calling the death spiral that Obamacare is in. To Representative Gottheimer's point, the stabilization of those markets would involve some members of your party, i.e. the President and Secretary Price, not talking about discontinuing the cost-sharing subsidies. Can you achieve that?
Sure. The reality is we've got 40% of counties across the country that we're only going to have one choice next year. 2018 is coming fast. We have many counties that have no choices. So you have families and individuals that are caught that can't afford health care, have no options. So we decided, look, there's a lot of things that we continue to disagree on, but we came together as the Problem Solvers Caucus to be laser focused on stabilize the individual market, provide some relief to families and to small businesses. So if you look at some of the things we asked for, moving the employer mandate from 50 individuals, 30 hours a work week to 500 individuals at 40 hours a work week. This is going to provide some real relief to small businesses and open up the firewall between the employer and individual market that also can help stabilize it. The Stability Fund is something we all agree that's really going to focus on those that are the sickest, that'll help drive down premiums from the rest. This was in the House and the Senate bill. Repealing the medical device tax is something that has bipartisan support. So let's put aside our differences. We locked ourselves in a room for the last few weeks and quietly worked together, Josh and I, and I'm honored to have been a part of this. This is the real good news here. We have found a path forward that we can agree upon.
Well, so it's a cute name, Problem Solvers Caucus. You guys got big problems. I mean, I appreciate that you two are here, and this is a great start, and we pay real homage to you for doing it. But Representative Gottheimer, where does it start? Where does it end? Can you build upon this because your problems are bigger than the few agreements you've come to?
So yeah, but you have to deal with the here and now and the immediate crisis, and that's why. And Martha's done an incredible job, and so have the people who sat in this room and a lot of late nights over beer and tacos. Members actually saying, where can we get things under control? How do we get premiums down? How do we stabilize things so people actually know that they're going to have health care tomorrow, right? People are panicked about this with good reason. So we really wanted to get things settled, and then you can deal with the other issues at hand. But if you don't deal with this, as you pointed out, if you don't deal with the stability, the whole thing will free fall.
It will collapse.
And that's what we're worried about. And by the way, the future, this is the beginning. And what we've heard in the last day from senators, from governors, people calling in and saying, this is a great start. Democrats, Republicans, you're actually talking to each other and you solved something. And I think that's what the whole point of the Problem Solvers Caucus is about, is a start. And Martha and others have done an incredible job of actually, and it's, by the way, it takes courage because people, people scream at you.
Sure.
It's tough. You have to be willing to do it.
Congresswoman, are enough Republicans prepared to do that without getting the label repeal in there? That was so important to so many Republicans.
Well, I think if you look at this caucus, again, we are nearly equally divided in the caucus, but we've got, in order to come out with this position, we had to have over 50% on each side and 75% overall to vote on this plan. So I think this is a good starting point, and it's incremental movement on the things that we really care about. So if you look at, it's not all or nothing here. Let's get some base hits. Let's incrementally solve these problems. Let's build some faith, and there are some priorities in there that Republicans have cared about, having that stability fund, the medical device tax, the employer mandate movement. So I think this is really a fresh start to really reset the tone, break the fear. and show that we can have some common ground. Again, we had lots of late nights, lots of phone calls, lots of spirited discussions and debates and give and take, but this has been one of the more meaningful things I've been involved in, and I think it shows that we can move forward incrementally, especially on this very narrow issue of the individual market and providing some relief.
All right, I'm going to speak for Allie and I both. We love beer, we love tacos, and we love bipartisanship.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys were in the same place, we'd have you hug, as we always do when we have Republicans and Democrats, but you're not, so it'll just be an air hug. But Republicans and Democrats working together always have a space on Velshi and Ruhle. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you for
Really
having us.
appreciate it.
Thank
Great to see you.